What's up guys, James here from Haventone. Today I want to show you my philosophy on tracking and editing metal guitars. Let's give a listen to unedited guitars. Okay, now let's listen to this take edited. So as you can hear, the edited version is much tighter, much more articulate. So how do we do this? And what is my philosophy behind tracking? So when I track, I try to get a good take like here for each left and right side for the guitars. However, I want to make the tracking process as stress-free as possible. So I don't really advocate tracking a few notes at a time because I feel it's quite tedious and it's not really a musical experience like you would be doing if you were playing a live show or at like a band practice or something. So what I try to do is to drums or to a metronome, track pretty good takes. I don't agonize over making them be 100% perfection, but I try to get them, 80, 85% there. And any notes that are not good in a take, I can then copy over notes that I've played before, or just do a quick retake in that section. So say I missed this note here, I could just do a retake from maybe around here and then get that note. So once you've done that, then what I do is edit it, and I usually edit it when I track. So right after I've taken the good takes, then I track. And it's also important to note that you should have these riffs quite practiced so that you can execute some good takes in one or two takes, because you don't want to spend, if you can't play the riff really well, you don't want to do 10, 20 takes. It's just going to be a stressful experience. So get it practiced up and then go and take the takes. So let's talk about editing. This should apply to not just Cubase but other DAWs as well, but let's talk about it here. So I'm going to change this unedited version into this edited version. So in Cubase and in other DAWs, what I like to do is zoom in, and I like to turn my quantization to about 16 notes. I guess it depends on the riff, but right here 16 notes is going to work fine. And then what I like to do is where I see the notes starting. So in Cubase, they mark the notes, but this isn't actually that accurate because with guitar, there's a transient in front that's the pick attack, and we really want to get that pick attack to come through. So the pick attack's about there. This is a DI. And that's the other thing. You really want to, you can't do this with an amp sound because it's just going to look all like a brick. You won't be able to find where the transients are. So you want to make sure that this is a DI. So once I'm in here, what I do is then I just cut where I see the notes. And then in Cubase, what you can do is you can hold Control Alt and then you can shift it like this. I know that doesn't work in some other DAWs, but so what you're gonna have to do in other DAWs is just shift it like this. I just turned off snapping there, and then you would shift it around like this in other DAWs. So I'm gonna do it the Cubase way for some of them, and then I'll also do it the other way for some of them. So I'm gonna turn snapping back on, hold Control Alt, and then just slide it so that the transient, which is right before for guitars, it's right before that, the bottom of this waveform right there. The first kind of peak down is where right before that is the transients. The transient's right there. So let's do that for this one too. So see, that's the peak right there. And I want to make it sure that the transient goes there. Okay, just right in front of it. And then I can select this and make more cuts. Move the transient on like that. This one's right there. This one's right there. This one's right there. That one's there. And that one's there. So a big thing with editing, especially when I started doing this, what was really frustrating was you would hear the beginning of the note come in right here. And how do we fix that? Well, we could manually just like move it back and move that over and then crossfade. And that works totally fine. But you can also do that all at once at the end. So I usually wait to the end to do that all at once. So I can just leave that there. Okay, so I'll do this one too. And I'll do a few more. This one I'm going to do it away without slip editing. So just do it the way you would do it in maybe another DAW. So here, what I would do is I would just move it over, extend it. This one I would move it over, extend it, bring this one back a little bit, about there. Bring that one back. Just move this over like this. Extend it. This one has it somewhere in here. That looks like where the note starts around there. So bring that back like that. This one here has the note there. This one here has the note there. So slip editing is is a little bit easier for me at least. But you gotta make things work with what you have. So I'm gonna try that. And then you go like that. Have a little bit of overlap, and that's how it would look edited without the slip editing. So let's give these ones a listen. I won't edit all of them because it's what's happened down here. And here you're going to hear the start of some of the notes happen right before. It's like a double attack, and that's what we're going to try to fix all at once. So let's listen to it right now. So you really hear that example here. Let's take just the guitars. Yeah, so you can hear it kind of come in, especially here. You can see it there. So that's going to be a double attack, and we want to remove that. And you want to do it all at once, because if you remove it each time, it's just going to be a little bit tedious. So let's try to get them all at once. And the way I do this in Cubase is I select everything, and I go up here. This is your nudge menu. You can get it like through here. And I set my quantization to 164. And then let's zoom in. And then what I can do is nudge everything back a bit, like so. And then press X to do a crossfade. And let's see how that sounds. Okay. So that removed some of the double transients. I still kind of hear them here. So then you got to go through and just kind of make sure everything sounds good. So right here, I hear a little bit of string noise. You could take that out just by going like this. And then this one too will do. So you go like that, pull it back a little bit. Let's hear that. Okay. I think for this one, I wanted that sort of sound. So let's do that. So I'm just on Cubase, you can right click, hold, and then drag, and that's the split tool. I'm just cleaning up the fronts here. All right, let's listen to that. So you hear little clicks there. That's just because they need to be, the ends need to be faded in. Perfect. Awesome. Let's hear that with the drums. Okay, let's edit this in a non-Cubase specific way without these nudges. It's pretty simple. So let's go back, Control Z. Okay, so I'm in the pre-nudge phase right now. This is how you would remove the double transient. So select everything and then just move it back like this and then like that. And that might have been a bit too much. So maybe something like this. And then for the specific ones that really come out, then do that. And then select everything. This one here needs to go back. And then select everything, press X to crossfade. And then we can inspect it, see if we see anything coming up. We can make our crossfades a little smaller. And let's give that a listen. Okay, and again, let's just take out those that string noise right at the end of each picking part. And then just delete those. And then let's do some fades on the end there to prevent the clicking. Let's give that a listen. And let's give that a listen with the drums. Awesome. So that's how I track and edit guitars. And again, I like to do this in a way that's less stressful than trying to get the perfect take or recording 1 or 2 notes at a time. All right, guys, if you like that, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.